Facebook now also. And we're going to go live on Facebook here. And here we go. Okay, everybody, welcome today to an incredible show here of reform. We're talking about keeping each other safe and beautiful in a society that is. This is Jeff Eichen, by the way, and I even have a little. You can see there's my name, Jeff Eichen. So I have a little bit of new news, old news, in between news, and it's going to be really beautiful today. We've got some new friends and some new people showing up here, and everything seems to travel. So Solo's coming back on, and that's it. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Randy Lanier's new book. Randy Lanier says that it's a rush to go 140 miles an hour, 150, 200, whatever, as a race car driver. But there's also the same rush when you smuggle, 40 tons. So he was in jail, and he's now a champion activist. And so we're really blessed to have the famous and old time OGer Lynette Shaw. She was in the war on making everybody remember that this is just a plant, with Dennis Perrone, with Jack Herer. We talked a little bit. I just got reconnected with Lynette, and it's just a blessing to have you on my show, Lynette. How are you feeling today? There you go.
Well, it's a beautiful day when I woke up.
Oh, nice. And we got Solo. We got Solo on today also. Solo, can you start us off with a quote of the day? Everybody, before we do our intro, Solo's going to give us a quote of the day.
I got you, Uncle Jeff. Salute to you out there, out on the West Coast. Nice to meet you, Lynette. Nice to meet you. I'm Solar Breezy. I'm a Cannabis college graduate, by the way, and I read quotes out to everybody. As a stoner trip. All right. We got quotes for days out here.
Take your time. Everybody, we're with Weedsdays. We got Solo Breezy giving us our beginning quote. Then we'll navigate to our intro, and we'll find a little bit about what's going on today.
Definitely. Okay, first quote. Success will never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it. Mhm.
Okay, because we got some some stoned rocks out there. We don't use the word stoners, but we got some people that are imbibing in the daytime for medicine. Read that again. I want to hear that again.
I got you. I got you. Success will never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it.
Nice one. Nice one. Well, everybody, we're here. Do I still have Mark in the back office? Mark, are you still with us? Okay, Mark's in the back office over at POD TV, and he promised to help me today to get started. He's got a couple other shows going. But Lynette, tell us a little bit about yourself. Then we're going to do our intro. We've got Amy Pova coming on later, and so we're really excited to have Amy join us, and that's really good. So Lynette, how long you been in this?
I've been in this for a very long time. I started in high school, because I couldn't figure out why marijuana suddenly was illegal, and I was part of the first wave of, baby hippies, I guess, And I thought that pot was okay, and no one was dying from it, and it seems silly to chase around people over joy. So I joined the first edition of Normal. It was called Amorphia in San Francisco when I was
Wait. What was its first name? What was Normal's first name?
Amorphia. It ended up turning into Normal.
Amorphia. That's a wonderful name.
Yeah, that was the first group out of San Francisco that sponsored the first Prop 19, which was to legalize in California. And they gathered the signatures. At the time, wasn't such a big lift. It was like 300,000 or so.
Right.
And we lost 2-1. And that was 1972. And that prompted Nixon to write marijuana to Schedule 1 because it was obviously very unpopular at that time, and he had a winning hate crime to commit. So
now, wait. Can you quantify that? Marijuana was not a Schedule 1 till Nixon?
Till 1972. Yes, when Nixon moved marijuana from the Schedule 3 or 4 that the Schaefer Commission recommended, that Dr. Todd McUrea was part of. And he arbitrarily made it Schedule 1 with the stroke of a pen in 1972. Executive order.
Wow, that's amazing.
We're still under the Nixon law for cannabis. Nixon is still influencing the drug policy for marijuana to this day.
So I'm typing this in. Nixon made cannabis Schedule 1.
Yes.
Schedule
Against the recommendation. Yeah.
Schedule 1 in 1971?
72.
72. Okay, I got to get it right here. So 72, and then I'm going to add that to my screen. Watch this. Here we go. So there it is right there. And I'm going to move that over here and make it smaller. So
yeah, it was an executive order because the Schaefer. Did you know Dr. Todd McUrea?
Yes.
Yes, he was on the Schaefer Commission who was advising President Nixon. And they recommended that marijuana not be scheduled and to look into it for pharmaceutical reasons. And he, of course, was battling the hippies that, who hated Vietnam, and they were marching against Vietnam, and he didn't like blacks, browns, or Jews, as everybody knows. So he made the favorite drug of choice the most illegal, but he could send out the troops against the hippies and the blacks and the browns.
Wow.
And so that was his dirty trick. And it was so convenient to suppress all of us that they kept it to this day. Any president could have changed it with an executive order because you can overturn an executive order with an executive order.
Amazing that we're still struggling to make it happen. See, I don't like to use the words fight. I don't like to use military words, except for if we're on the green farmy and we're sending our troops out to help to end prohibition. We'll take 1 million people on a march. I mean, come on, let's get the cannabis. Let's make more cannabuses, and let's all go camp out in Washington, D.C., and get on the nightly news and say it's about time that, that hempcrete is natural, building alternative. It grows 20 feet. You can plant it back in its same soil, and it's making bricks to make houses. So why should somebody be in jail for a plant? So Lynn, I'm going to share my screen with us. We'll get Solo back. I guess he's having bandwidth issues there. And anybody else? Here comes Solo. Let me get Solo back on. So here comes Solo. And I'm going to share our desktop here. And here we go. Okay, so I've got our desktop open here. And I'm going to go and get our episode 113, boom, and get our movie, and we are going to open it with QuickTime. So this is our intro, everybody. Welcome to Weedsday, episode 113. As soon as it loads, we will be loading. You're seeing a little bit of back office here, everybody. And globally, let's end prohibition. Thailand has just announced that they are letting prisoners out. So let's follow the examples of these civilized people that are figuring it out, that not only is there paper, fiber, fuel, medicine, and food with cannabis, everybody, but there is definitely, it'll change global warming. It'll do a lot of things with that plant. So we're really excited to join you today. And here we go with our intro. It's going to be a fun intro here, everybody. Check it out. Parade. Episode 113, everybody. That's a lot. Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichmann here, and I want to read you a little excerpt from this beautiful book that Randy Lanier has published, and it is going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, after that, I was going to racketeers to the racetracks, not racketeers, to the racetracks every chance I could get. I was hooked, and Tom and Pam could see that. Okay, it was that all I wanted to talk about, and the baby coming. Whether you were learning to put oil and paint into the canvas, sit back on diamond runs, or smuggle millions of dollars of illegal cannabis, if you want to be good at something, you have to put the time and the effort and always paying attention to details. But racing was also like smuggling in another particular regard. The first time you hold 20,000 in your hand, cash, you get a killer rush. The next time it's normal and you want more. Same with speed. You hit 120 miles an hour with white knuckles, and your wheels and your ass cheeks clenched to the tight. They're sore for days. The next time you hit 120, it feels normal, and then you're chasing 130 and 140. You're hitting the intangible, breaking the laws that control the universe. That kind of thing that can either drive you to the top or get you in big trouble, or both. So that's Randy Lanier. His new book is totally incredible and out, and we're going to have a show today. Okay, everybody? Randy, weed, speed, and the 1980s drug scandal that shocked the sports world. And we are brave, and we are happy that we can be the word of reason. So everybody listen to everybody today, and just hug your children, your animals, your plants, and know that we're coming for you, all prisoners. Hemp Hemp Hooray.
Griner should be with their teammates this week, preparing for the start of the new season. Instead, the seven-time All-Star center for the Phoenix Mercury has been in Russian custody for 75 days.
It's toughest on her family, and people have to hear these things. And I just love her. I love her. And so I think about her every day, and I can't wait till she gets back here with us.
Now the U.S. government considers Griner, quote, wrongfully detained, a change in designation that means officials will no longer wait for her case to wind its way through Russian courts and will seek to negotiate her return.
Come on, everybody. Let's end prohibition now, at last, forever, and give clemency to Sir Leonard Peltier and all the nonviolent 420 cannabis prisoners. We love you. We're here for you. And it's my job and duty and pleasure for the rest of my life, dedicated to bring you home. Happy parade. Episode 113, everybody. We're going to have a blast today and meet some beautiful new people, some old people, have some quotes, and see what's up with Axel today and all my team. So I'm really blessed that I have technology to play with, and I don't get bored, actually. Sometimes my eccentricity begets me, but then there was David Bowie. Then there was the Thriller from Manila. Everybody had their incredibleness, and we lost Vin Scully last night, and he was 94, and a beautiful LA person that made my going to the baseball game when I was like 14 to see Willie Mays incredible, because he was just great. And same with all the announcers that were incredible. And those people, Bill Russell left the planet to this week, and so I just always bring in not the obituaries, but I do, because they were blessed and they probably use CBD, for their joints and for their quality of life. So why should somebody be in jail for a plant? And why should Axel get a new haircut? Because it looks great. Thanks. Good going. You lowered your ears. See, look, I got a haircut too, everybody. I got a haircut. I'll read it down. I normally have a big fro, but it's summertime, so some summertime I get my haircut, and we're doing great, everybody. Welcome aboard, Axel. Axel, say hello to Lynette. Lynette is an OG.
Hey, Lynette, how you doing? So
Hi,
good to see you guys. Hi.
Nice to see you.
Yeah,
Excellent.
glad to be here. Glad to be here. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great today. Just navigating. I had a yard sale. I sold my dead motorhome that's not dead. Somebody wants it. And so they're going to drag it to Eastern Washington. And the blues in the clubs are happening this week in Port Townsend. And so lots going on. And Lynette is a beautiful OG from Dennis Perone days. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember the name.
Yep.
And Jack Hare, of course. I was there every summer for 5 years with Jack. That's where I saw you before, Jeff, I'm sure. In Van Nuys.
There you go. Yep. Well, Jack gave
Yeah.
me $301 bills, everybody. 300. And I flew the initiative to the state capitol in Sacramento and walked it in. The lady came out of the elevator and she said, "Can I have your button?" I was wearing a button and it said, "Hemp will save the planet." And remember that button? It was a big marijuana leaf over the world, and it said, "Hemp will save the planet." And I gave it to her, and she was pinning it on with the initiative in her hand. And that's what started this whole thing. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I was the only sober one then. I wasn't really a heavy smoker ever, except for, I'll tell you, the nature of a heavy smoker for me was not smoking heavy, but two times I lost my legs. One was in college in Eugene, Oregon, tie stick, and the other was in my dad's house in Oaxaca, Mexico, or was it Guatemala? It was down south somewhere, and I did a puff and I was stoned for 3 days. I couldn't move. But that's the weed you either want or don't want. But these days I'm pretty darn clean, because I need to be my machine and get on an airplane and not miss the boat. So it's all good. Whatever medicine you choose to use, everybody. Like Solo says, I am Uncle Jeff here, and I really appreciate that. And we've got Auntie Lynette right now. Lynette, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're at. And tell us a little bit about your project.
Okay, well, I'm up here in Marin County, Fairfax, a nice little hippie town here. It's beautiful. Been here for a long time. It was this town that allowed me to develop and invent the first cannabis license for a dispensary in history. And it was a big deal. And when I landed in Time magazine about it, President Clinton sued me in a federal civil court case. And I was the test case to stop the entire cannabis industry for 19 years. And I was persecuted, and they seized the landlord's land, the only such seizure in the nation. For 5 years, I lost my business. I beat the feds for everybody, beat them for the landlord, got my place back. And it's still a roller coaster. You know, the laws in California have ruined the legal cannabis industry. The underground industry, traditional industry, has got 75 to 80% of all the sales of cannabis because of the excessive taxation and overhead. So it's not what I had hoped when I helped develop Prop 215 with Dennis Perone, and I was training petitioners with Jack down in Van Nuys.
Wait. Can you describe who Dennis Perone and Jack Harrer are to the people around the world that will love to have your validation about that you're an OG?
I met Jack first, actually. He did a speech about hemp can save the planet. The Emperor Wears No Clothes, which is the book that changed my life. Because when I read the book, I'd been busted for pot. I was going to go to jail for pot. My family was really mad at me, and I was a criminal, and I was a terrible person. And I read Jack's book, and overnight I wasn't crazy. I was right. Marijuana's medicine, and it's good for you, and the laws are wrong. And so I was right. So I went to jail knowing I was right, and I came out a very active activist. And Jack sent me to Dennis Perone because of the crisis in the Castro about the AIDS patients. And Dennis was in there, and he opened up the Cannabis Club on Church Street. And Jack sent me to Pebbles Trippett. Triple sent me to Dennis, and he hired me, and I was there in the first Cannabis Club in history. So I worked on the 215 committee, and then because I've been working with Jack and Dennis, going back and forth, I was training petitioners for Dennis and Van Nuys and helping Dennis in San Francisco at the club. So then I got hired to train marijuana petitioners all over the state of California for 215, and we brought them in, man. We brought them in. I trained thousands of people on how to petition for pot and what kind of dumb questions they're going to ask and who was a DEA agent, how to avoid them, and we made it. And right after we won, I developed this license to legally sell pot through a business license and through the process. So we went through all the process, and I was granted this unique license. It was a big deal, all the major media, and then I got sued by President Clinton and spent 19 years being persecuted. So now that I got my club back, I'm working on doing what Dennis asked me to do in his last days, which was to come out of hiding because the feds can't chase me anymore, and go free the prisoners. So I joined the Last Prisoner Project, which my good friend Steve D'Angelo founded. And I'm producing the show. My next show, you got up on the screen there, is on Tuesday, August 23rd at the Whiskey Go-Go in West Hollywood. And we have, for headliners, we have George Clinton's band going under the 420 Funk Mob. And Michael Clip Payne is, of course, his MC. And yeah. And it's a wonderful band, 14-piece band. It's the Parliament. It's the Funkadelics. They're calling themselves the 420 Funk Mob. My band, the Blues.
Wait. I got a question for you. Are they from outer space?
Mhm.
Are they from outer space?
Definitely. They're definitely from outer space. Definitely. And then my band is the Blues Champions. Bluesetta is my stage name because I was actually a member of, I was John Belushi's protege when I was a young woman, briefly. And I was a member of the Blues Brothers band briefly before he passed away. And then the drug war went full bore because right after John died, they went crazy going on the drug war. And it was awful. So we have we have B Plus the King, who's Tupac's brother, actually, and DJ Magic Juan. And we're going to raise money in West Hollywood with this wonderful big time band, great opening acts. And we hope to educate everybody and help free the 40,000 non-violent pot prisoners that we know about so far. But we're still counting. We're still finding.
Let's open up the channel here to maybe maybe Axel can help us to do a NFT for that night, and we can auction off the NFTs to raise more money for the prisoners. And we can do a collaboration with Weedsday here, and then we can take your poster and turn it into a tangible collectible where somebody can not only buy a ticket, but they can also own an NFT. What do you think? What do you think, Axel?
We're down for anything, and we're here to help for however we can. So I'll get my dev team on it. We should hook up after the show.
Great. I'm excited.
That sounds great.
Also,
And
on the tickets that you see this QR code, if somebody wants to get a ticket and help donate to that, if you put in 420 FM in the discount code, you get $15 off the ticket. So that's a discount for those people who are paying attention.
Wait. I got to get that going here. Hang on just a minute. So we're going to go, because my technology is so fun here. If I go, okay, so COUNTCODE 420 capital FM?
Capital F, capital M for Funk Mob.
For Funk Mob. Okay, so we got the Funky Mob going. So here we go. So what we're going to do, everybody, is Jeffy Fresh here is going to, let's do this here. Let's pull this into a little smaller area. Well, hang on. We're going to move this over here, and we're going to say, everybody, get busy if you're in LA and go to the Whiskey A Go-Go on August 23rd. And you never know if we're going to make enough revenue to fly me down. Maybe Crypto Cannabis can join me, and we can come down and do a duel. If we we have a suite of little baby hotel rooms together, and stay COVID protocol, everybody, because I'm traveling and I ain't gonna get COVID these days. But get on that QR code, everybody, if you're in LA, and that's the discount code for the Funk Mob concert that's going to be on August 23rd at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And everybody knows the Whiskey, remember? That was, did the Blues Brothers ever play there?
No, I played with them at the Central, which is now the Viper Room.
Wait. The Viper Room's still open?
It's still open. Yeah, it's in its last days. Everybody's taking their selfies with it.
Do you know we used to play there with Girls of Zatar, and we were at the Club Lhasa.
Oh, nice.
Remember Lhasa, the Lhasa Club?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
and I was there at the Central with the Blues Brothers, and over a 4-month period, and they were getting ready for warming up for the movie that never got shot because John passed away.
You mean the second movie? The second movie.
The second movie that never got filmed.
Oh, okay.
Because John, because I was supposed to be part of that. John was going to come out for legalization and help us legalize. This is 1982, 83, 84, all that time period.
That's 40 years ago. That's 40 years ago, everybody. I'm going to blow my horn for John Belushi. We love you, John. We love you, Dan Aykroyd, and we love Jim Belushi. He's pretty good at helping the weed world too. And why don't we just do this here? I'm going to change our look here, everybody. And now we got everybody. And Solo, what was your quote you read this morning, Solo? Solo's going to pull up his quote again.
No problem. Real quick, it's Ray. Nice to meet you, Lynette. I'm actually like a cannabis student. So like Uncle Jeff and Axel, they like bring me along everywhere to learn because I'm trying to get into the cannabis industry. Yeah. So I'm learning all about prohibition and everything. And I have a lot similar story to you. So I live here in Pennsylvania, and it's a medical state. But the issue is it's a lot of gray area and gray tape. I'm trying to work in the industry, but at the same time, I'm a medical patient. So like every day I step up my front door and it's a risk because in Philadelphia, it's decriminalized, but in the area where I live at, it's not. So it's very difficult for me to walk around and just be myself, where I have to consume cannabis at my house. So I can totally relate to what you're going through and everything. 'Cause I feel like living that every day.
Yeah, we lived it every day for a long time, and it's still not solved. They're not putting people in jail in California, so that's the big step forward. We managed to get 4,500 prisoners out of jail when they passed Prop 64. We still have some, and we still have federal prisoners everywhere, of course.
Right. So I read an article the other day. Shout out to Norm. That's a great cannabis article. They do great journalism and stuff. But there's an article where they had about 13,000 arrests here in Pennsylvania. So like it's ongoing. So even if you have a medical card here, it's it's very stressful because people, even though it's very stressful, and it's kind of like you want to do something, but then the thing is, Axel told me my program's kind of new. We're 5, 6 years in, but no one wants to talk about it. So people aren't educated, and then at the same time, people are getting in trouble, and it's not really helpful. So me being a cannabis student, as I am, Uncle Jeff and Axel educate me every day, so I can go out and speak into other people about basic cannabis laws. People don't even know how much they can carry before they get in trouble. And see, if you don't know all the facts and stuff, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
You know, when you get pulled over, the Pot brothers at law, they say, well, are you detaining me? Are you going to arrest me? Are you going to take me away? And then they say, shut the fuck up. So they have a little card that you carry in your car, and it tells you what to say when the cop pulls you over. And you read it right down the line. You got to
handing those out 40 years. Jack was handing those out 25 years ago.
right. Well, but that's what the Pot brothers are doing. I just got back from.
Pot brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the Pot brothers. They have like 1 million people on their blog, and they're fantastic. I just was hanging out with them in Vegas about 2 months ago. So we're gonna enable this. We're gonna do all we can. The next show, everybody, globally and LA wise, is what's the name of your show?
Free the 40,000.
Free the 40,000. So that's happening at the Whiskey A Go-Go on the 23rd, everybody. And right there, right there, let's see if I can, right there is the QR code. You know, the guy on The Voice, he does this. So hit that QR code with your phone, everybody. Go to the discount code and I'm put that discount code in there, and you'll get a ticket for less price. Show up.
$15 off.
Show up,
off.
and I'm sure there's going to be donation jars and other places that you can have. And maybe I'll bring one of my pieces. I think Axel knows all about this. He actually bid and purchased one of my pieces. I'll bring the Last Supper piece that I photographed. I made this, everybody, and it says "Free the Prisoners" on here on my photograph here. It says here, "Free the prisoners, free the plant, and free the planet." So this is a photograph I made, and we can auction one of these off. I have a few of these left. We can auction one of these off that night.
Right, and I see a bunch of, it's kind of small on my little phone screen here. It looks like the OGs are having his Last Supper.
There's Jesus.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's going to be, I'll gift you guys one of these for auction, and we'll raise some money for our prisoners. Everywhere we go, we're going to be raising monies for as long as I can breathe. And with the help of people like Lynette, with Solo, and with Axel and other people, we're calling in Mike Tyson's team right now, and we've got the hair team. We've got We've got now one of our people over in Spain that we're really excited about. Eric Boone is in Lisbon now, and he's going to be doing Hemp Fest in Spain. We've got Tommy Chong on
Right.
board. We've got just a myriad of incredible humans. We've got Amy Pova. She said she might come in today, but she's super busy. She's doing some incredible bad work with lawyers today, and not bad, but once we get through it, then we'll say, hey, that was a joke. So she's doing her homework, so we may see her or not today, but I want to tell everybody that Amy and Weldon went to the White House 2 weeks ago for the second time, and they got in to see the pardon director, and it's a new lady. And so can you imagine that they're going to help with the CARES Act and with the Conscious Act and with the Compassionate Act to bring our prisoners home? They've been in twice now talking to this new woman.
Wow.
And I think women should rule the planet right now, because if mama's happy, everybody's happy, so
Yeah.
there you go. Breezy, what do you got to say?
Okay.
What do you got to say, Breezy?
I got that quote for you.
Okay.
Also, I was wondering, since you guys are on the West Coast, and since I'm doing all this stuff on the East Coast, do you guys have any like stickers or T-shirts? Since I can't come out to the West Coast right now, can you guys send me some cool gear so I can rep on Twitter and Instagram and show everyone what's going on? 'Cause
I'll send you a
out there on the East
Lifers
Coast, I
T-shirt.
need-
I'll send you a Lifers Madness T-shirt for sure.
Cool, cool. If you have any stickers too, I love to show off the pot stickers and everything.
Okay.
You DM me on Twitter your info that I can send you a little package or something. I'll send you a little package with a T-shirt and some stickers.
Cool.
Thank you. Actually, I'm gonna text you, Uncle Axel. Twitter. Nah. We don't know those people out there. I got you, Uncle Axel. I got you. I have that quote for you.
Okay. So we had a quote this morning, and we're gonna address that morning quote one more time, and then let's talk about that quote. Okay, come on in.
Okay, Jeff, my phone battery is dying, and I may not be able to stay on a whole lot longer.
You got 3% left or 10?
I don't know. Wait a second. I've got, it says 19%.
You'll be on for a
That was
minute.
quick.
Yeah, you'll be on for a minute. Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody, if we lose Lynette, we're not losing her. We're promoting her project coming up on Tuesday, the 23rd at the Whiskey Freaking A Go-Go. And I'm sure in the old days, we were in the same room together, whether it was with Jack or John Belushi. I was at Club Zero. Huh?
What's that?
Oh yeah, could you drop her contact information in the inbox? I'd love to get her contact with her and stuff. Cool people.
Okay. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Right
you
on.
can put it in the chat. And so yeah, it's time to hear our quote from this morning. Give us the quote, Breezy, again.
All right. Real quick, success will never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it.
Okay, I want to hear that again. Success will
never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it. Quoted by unknown.
Hey, well, we're known now, and the quote that we think the standards are underrated. I just met 40 tons in Vegas, and that's with some ex-prisoners, and they've got a really beautiful booth and a beautiful thing happening, and
Yeah.
they're going to be at all of our events. They're going to be with us when we do our concert, when we do our golf tournament, and when we're raising funds for just a myriad of people that are going to be incredibly gifted to to say hemp hemp hooray and to be really it's one of the things I got till the day I die. I'm holding on to my slice of the pie, everybody. So everybody, hang on. Welcome, Miss Amy Pova, and Amy's a POW herself, not for pot, but her incredibleness is for the plant POWs. And so, Amy, welcome.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Amy.
Got all the freedom fighters here. Hi, Lynette.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Congratulations.
I just spoke with a friend of yours yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Eric Brenner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be helping me at the show.
He's a great guy
Yes.
and girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be helping me collect donations at the show at the Whiskey Go Go on Tuesday the 23rd.
I know. I love the Whiskey A Go Go. It's a fun place. I used to live up there on West Hollywood and kind of my stomping ground, but those days are all behind me.
Laurel Canyon. Were you in Laurel Canyon?
Right next to it. In fact, I drove over Laurel every day. Well, 5 days a week because I lived up Kings Road. You go up.
Sure, I know Kings.
Road.
I know Kings. My friend had a condominium there for sure.
Yeah, and I had a house right about I don't know, 4 or 5 streets up over the Comedy Store. Great view. The feds raided it.
That's where I met Robin Williams at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love the Comedy Store. But I worked with a guy who had a gas. He had an earthquake valve that would turn the gas off to your home in the event of an earthquake of 5.4 or more. And we were working on getting the patent. And funny how who is it here? Who's here? PG&E, the gas company.
Edison,
Yeah.
isn't it Edison?
Maybe Edison.
Edison.
In LA is Edison and up north is PG&E.
Yeah.
Right. And Edison would fight us and tell customers not to buy them. Well, little did we know they were working on their own patent, and while discouraging buyers. And we had a really good one. The earthquake happened in San Francisco, and we were getting all kinds of orders. And I mean, it's the most stupid thing in the world to tell people, oh, if there's an earthquake, go get a wrench and then go outside and turn your gas off.
While the glass is breaking.
If you're even home, and so that used to be Edison's like.
Well, what happened to that invention? Did that ever get patented?
The feds ruined it like they ruin everything because they started harassing my employer. They raided his place without a warrant in the middle of the night. They were looking for drug catchers. This is another, extension of drug war horror stories. And they were doing that to a lot of people I knew because they were convinced that I had my husband's drug ledgers. They even put in there, when they did have a warrant, they would put in there, we're looking for drug ledgers. Because I was collecting money. But anyway, he had to get a lawyer. And then the feds met with his lawyer, and the lawyer said, what do you want from my client? He's just, a hardworking citizen. And they literally told his attorney, we want him to say that he's seen Amy selling drugs, MDMA. But he hadn't. And so he went into debt. And so that, there's just so much collateral damage to this war. And he was sadly collateral damage because I don't know how much he recovered because my life spiraled out of control. And like everybody, he told me, look, I can't stand all this heat, so the feds know how. They were trying to force me to cooperate, and they know how to drive a steer right into the slaughterhouse. So they alienate you from your workers. They harass you. I had primetime promotions that I also did, and they went to my clients and said, why are you working with somebody who's in a massive drug organization that was under investigation? And they threatened them, said, we can go over your books and look and audit you guys, see if you're involved somehow. So I lost all those gigs, and they drive you almost to where you don't have a choice. But
Yeah,
I
I drove
tried.
these too.
Yeah, they could have put a gun to my head. I just wasn't going to work with them. But anyway,
Well, I'm glad you're reunited with Lynette, Amy. I'm glad you're reunited with Lynette. Yeah, so it's cool.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah, we got to get together.
Our little
I
Zoom
know.
chat. Yeah, I may
Right
come.
here.
I may come down, Amy, for the event for the free 40,000. My sister's in Montecito, and so I may stop there and then rent a car and come down and be with the funk mob.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
So
Excellent.
I'm
LA.
gearing my stuff. Yeah, I was 30 years in LA. I was down with Belushi in the old days. I mean, come on, Prince was there and Bowie and Madonna. It was just a really wonderful time. The 80s, and it just was. Yeah, it was just rocking, and it was so beautiful. The other day, somebody sent me the what is it? The jazz concert with Belinda Carlisle and Joni Mitchell. Did you see that
Wow.
video yet?
No.
Oh man, I wish I could play it, or they would take me off there. But it's Joni Mitchell singing "I've Seen Clouds from Both Sides Now," and Belinda Carlisle is her buddy. And Joni had these braids on, and there was rainbow ribbon wrapped in her braids. At 80, Joni was just sitting there singing at the concert. I think it was the one in Newport, the Newport Jazz Festival, just like 2 weeks ago. And it's so beautiful to see our incredible activist artists, the singers especially. And Brandy is definitely helping to move that forward. And I believe that we're musicians, that even with the funk happening for these concerts for prison relief fund, and I'm planning to do one. We have to raise $1 million to make 4 at the door, but the bottom line is that these prisoners that are coming home will have money to pay them for. Nobody knows outside this show what it feels like to be in prison. There's empathy right there. I cannot imagine. I was in for one night, everybody, and my friend put his house up, and I
did
came
80
out.
Days. I got off lucky.
You
I did
know,
80 days.
and so
They were going to give me 2 to 5 years, for a big bag of pot.
Wow.
Isn't that a song? 80 days in the hole. Breezy, what do you got to say for us? Say hi to Amy.
Hi, Amy. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Breezy.
I'm a cannabis graduate, and I'm trying to get into the cannabis world. Trying to get into the cannabis industry.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much. So as I'm trying to get into the industry, I'm learning all different sides. So Uncle Jeff and Uncle Axel were in the room. Shout out to them. They're kind of like, so come along with me. We're going to teach you about what it's like to be a prohibition and be an activist. I live in Pennsylvania, and out here, it's a medical state, but it's a lot of gray area. And I'm trying to get into the industry. I'm a medical card patient, but over where I live at, I can't smoke freely. So I have to be very safe and cautious. I also have to educate people around me what they're doing, so they don't get in trouble themselves, because you want to help out your fellow stoners. Make sure they don't get in trouble. Now, I was reached out to Uncle Jeff. I actually ended up having a homie live in another state, lives in Texas, prohibition state, get in trouble for a vape card. And now he's looking at felony charges.
Look at Brittany. Look at Brittany in Russia. Look at Brittany in Russia, everybody. I mean, this world is upside down. Let's turn it. Let's turn it, everybody, together. Wait. Hold my hand, everybody. Hold my hand. Let's do it, and let's turn it. Let's be the solution. Amy, can you give us enlightenment about the Weldon Project, what you're doing?
Amy, can you see my contact information on the chat screen? Because my phone's going to die. I'm going to have to.
I'll give it to you, Amy. I'll give it to you. I'll bring it to you. It's on the chat screen.
No, it's interesting. There's nothing in the chat when I look. There's
Oh,
nothing
dear.
Amy, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you, Amy.
Okay.
Yeah. Amy,
Okay.
can you tell us a little bit about the Weldon project? We're so excited for the last for you going in twice. Tell us or enlighten the global audience what you're actually getting closer to and how it feels.
Well, I can tell, I mean, I don't speak for other people. I can tell you about being a participant and collaborating with Weldon and my longtime friends, the Justice Roundtable, Mark Osler, who's a wonderful clemency expert and like a mentor for me. I love him. He's on my advisory board. And ASU, some wonderful people who came to DC for a cannabis, criminal justice, and clemency symposium to try to energize people in DC in particular to get busy with bringing cannabis prisoners home and making them a priority instead of always a footnote, which it's just been over and over and over again. And so James Cole was there. He's the Deputy Attorney General from the Obama administration. And for those who don't know, the Deputy Attorney General is always the one who handles clemency at the DOJ. Liz Oyer, who was the pardon attorney, was there. That's, I've met her a few times and been on Zooms with her, and she's a breath of fresh air. She's great.
Is she new? Is she just new into the administration, Liz?
Pretty much. I mean, she's the pardon attorney, and a lot of people think the pardon attorney is appointed by the president, and that they change like the attorney general, but they don't. Pardon attorneys typically in the past have spanned multiple administrations. They're more of I don't like to use the term bureaucrat, but that's what people say. They have more of a bureaucratic position, but nobody ever stepped in to be the pardon attorney after the Obama administration. During the whole Trump administration, there was this lady, I can't remember her name. She's probably nice enough and everything, but she was just acting pardon attorney. And
so she was silent. She was silent.
All of them in the past have been silent. Fortunately, Liz is the first one who engages with us and is willing to participate, somewhat in the process. But so Liz was appointed, and I think it's the first time in a long time also that she's a public defender, which was a great sign for us instead of a former prosecutor, because that office has been rife with former prosecutors. She's very quick to say that she doesn't make the final decision and wants everybody to understand that once they give recommendations, they go over to DOJ, and then DOJ will do what DOJ always does. But I was, I spoke on a panel with Kimba and Weldon, and I always look for the things that have not been said all day long, because there's no reason. Sometimes it's sort of honored always to participate, but sometimes it just seems like we're preaching to the converted. We're getting things done because a lot of the symposium was devoted to expungement and making it easier for people, even in California and everywhere, to get their cases expunged. It shouldn't be that difficult.
For full clemency,
No, this was more about state, because there really isn't expungement for federal prisoners. So that dipped over into the state cases and concern about how do we get expungement for people without, most people, it's a labyrinth. I have many friends. They're like, well, I don't know what to do. It really should be the attorney general who should just go in and expunge everybody who has a prior pot, charge. So anyway, what they were coming up with criteria. Let's get back to clemency now. So with regard to clemency, they were talking about criteria. And I got a little squeamish, because I'm like, oh, here we go again with the criteria. Like, didn't Biden say we will free all the pod prisoners? didn't Kamala say we will free all the pot prisoners? And now we're looking at criteria. Okay, I can understand if somebody got a pot charge, but they also got a murder charge, or they also hurt somebody with their own hand. They actually did something for the current charges that they're serving time for. I can understand taking a look at that, being careful, but I was hearing other stuff like, and I said, when I was asked to speak on the panel, I said, what concerns me? What concerns me is that most of these people have already served like at least 10 years, but we're helping people who've served 20, 25. And here we are trying to work up criteria by which they will be favored for clemency or expedited, or maybe, they need to fit inside this bubble. However, I said when prosecutors are cutting plea bargains and cutting deals, they will cut a deal with a murderer. We have a case where the murderer never served a day, and we have a woman who's very dear to me who's serving double life plus 50 years because of what the murderer did. She had nothing to do with the murder, but she went to trial. And they always get somebody who will testify against those who go to trial. So they start wheeling and dealing, and they'll give the kingpin, the drug lord, the person who imported the most. They have the most information, even a murderer, a deal. And that guy got full immunity. He never served a day. So I said, why are we so worried about whether this person fits into criteria, or if they got into a fight while they were in prison? I said, you know how easy it is to get into a fight in prison? No fault of your own. So I said, but prosecutors don't worry about releasing people back into society. They cut these deals all day long. And here we are micromanaging people who've already served 20 years for cannabis. So that was one thing I wanted to bring to the table. However, we had a very productive day, and a lot of people, nearly everybody, were sitting there, like bobbing their heads up and down. She's right. She's right. So I just hope they don't come up with criteria that, to me, will leave somebody out who deserves to go home. Diana Marquez's brother is a prime example, because he's a great guy and he's serving life for cannabis, life for 30 years. Anyway, he's, they're going to probably say he has ties to the cartel. Well, the cartel guy was his older brother and is dead now. He's dead. Hector did some things his brother asked him to do, but he taught the 8th grade, so he's a great guy. And I just worry about people getting, left out. So that's always our job, to push back and to try to make sure that everyone benefits from these efforts that, are easily said, but somehow so hard to get done. All Biden has to do is just sit there with his pen and sign these petitions and release people. But it seems like he's more focused on Brittany Griner than right now, because it's
and trading her for the doomsday guy.
Merchant of Death.
Yes.
Right.
Hey,
I'm sympathetic for Brittany. I really am. What a horrible thing. But how about, so do it. I'm not saying don't do it. Yeah. How you doing, Breezy? What's going on?
I gotta go, guys. Bye. My phone's dying.
Okay.
We love you, Lynette. Lynette is going to have her show on, and
Love you too.
Lynette, you're the best. And we're gonna bring up here to our party here our beautiful Stephanie, and so Amy, what's the barometer? What do you feel? Are we still talking heads to each other, or are we making some mileage? That's it's a big question.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm still here.
Here, darling. Oh my God, we've got the incredible gardener.
Oh, thank you.
I love your post.
Hey.
And I love you.
So you're coming to LA soon.
Hey, I'll see you Sunday, I hope.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I may be alone, but yeah.
You should be able to make it because it's from noon till 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, that's
So
better.
to be able to do one of them.
Yeah, that's better. Is it 2 days or 1 day? Tell everybody
Just one
what
day.
is that the secret sesh.
It's just one day. It's on Sunday.
It's on
Okay.
Sunday.
You want to tell
Okay.
everybody?
Yes, I'll be at the secret session on Sunday at the Wisdom in downtown LA.
So cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. There's like these, and this one's going to be even cooler because they let's say they teamed up with Pine Park, which is a gaming thing that gives away like $1 million prizes.
Wow.
So
Wow.
so that's why it's such a long one. It's 11
What
hours.
could $1 million prize be?
$1 million.
Oh, okay. Perfect. A house. I mean, I'm thinking
Oh my God! You
$1
can't even buy a house up here for that.
that's perfect. Okay. I'd love
Yeah.
$1 million. That could go a long way.
Yeah, that could go a long way. So our tent will go up like at around 11 in the morning, and I'm bringing Max with me, and we should have a good time on Sunday. There should be a lot of people. We'll get a lot of petitions signed and educate a lot of people, and
Okay.
maybe get donations.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what
And
it's
I
all
hope I see you in the.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because I'd love to see you and be there and be supportive and get more signatures and let her educate. It's all about educating.
Yes, it's all about educating.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Totally. Well,
So
I'm
I have an announcement. I came on to make an announcement. Randy Lanier's book dropped yesterday, and I just happen to have my copy right here. I'm on chapter 2,
Oh my
and
God.
it's so good. It is so good. It's amazing, and this is the most amazing thing. He already signed the contract for a movie on the book. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, here we are. Here's my
Oh,
book.
he's gonna be huge.
And wait, and on the papers, the contract that he signed, he put 10% of everything will go to Freedom Grow.
Oh my
For the
God.
book, for the movie, for his life, for everything.
Wow.
I
Respect.
know. He's amazing. And the book is amazing. It's so good. It's really good.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's incredible. We love Randy.
look,
He's
there's the
best.
cover. Look, there's the cover.
Yes, there he is.
There's the
Oh,
cover.
so cute, too.
I got the cover already up today, and we're really proud.
You can order it on Amazon. Every time you order it, $3 will go to Freedom Grow.
Great.
So
I think I'm going to get the audio because I buy books and they just sit there because I don't have time to read. I'm just
Yeah, on your way to
running
sleep, you can listen to it, and that's a really
Yeah.
good way
Or in
to.
the car.
Or in the car, yeah, for sure. You're in LA, you're in car world.
Ah.
Hey, well, for Brittany Griner, maybe I'll spray paint a Brittany Griner T-shirt. I'm gonna go see WNBA, the final Seattle game for the retiring one of the most incredible basketball players of all history. Next to Brittany Griner, her sister from Seattle. I'm gonna go see Cheryl's last game on Sunday. So instead of being a secret session, I'm going to go hang out in Seattle and see her last game. And Stephanie, while you're there, I have somebody in Jerusalem that actually lives in California, but she's an ex-LPGA golfer, and she wants to help us with the tournament and with getting Mike Tyson. So tell your people.
Well, I'm going to talk to this lady Gloria that's running it next week.
Yeah, to put me in contact with them when I get Jamie back on board. She's produced like many celebrity golf tournaments. We'll see if we can collaborate. That would be fantastic.
So the golf and poker tournament that's going to be in Temecula in
October is giving Freedom Grow 20%.
Fantastic.
Wow.
We'd love to share with you, and it's so great to have you on board, and Amy today. Amy, thank you for the update. And
Sure.
the pardon director, does she have any weight? Does she have any say in the matter?
Yes, body weighs 140. What? I'm just kidding.
She, well, she's the one who initially goes through all the petitions and then sends over the favorable or unfavorable recommendations to DOJ. So yeah, she has a very critical role. They're the ones who look through everything, read the petitions, read the support letters. They really want to hear the voice of the prisoner. So she plays a very important role, but she's also quick to say that once it leaves their office, they don't really have much influence over at DOJ. She's very quick to point that out, which is why we would like the two to be independent of one another. I think the recommendations by the Office of the Pardon Attorney should go over to the White House, then DOJ should be able to write a memo and send that over to the White House so that DOJ can't sideline people and
Right.
pull them out.
Right.
They do. They literally pull cases out that never see the light of day and never travel over to the White House for their own, reasons that nobody ever gets to be privy to. So, if your prosecutor still has an axe to grind and wants to say that, well, I didn't cooperate, or I gave you a chance, or it's just an ego thing, then, how do you get around that? So, but we have heard that he intends to honor his promise. So we're just keeping the feet to the fire, and a lot of what are you waiting for posts are helpful. So, but I have to hop off.
Okay.
I've got to run to Kinko, scan something in, and get it to an attorney. And
well, everybody, we're here at Weedsday. We're at the top of the hour, anyways. Solo, do you have do you have a quote for us for going out before Amy leaves? Do you have a quick quote?
Absolutely. I just had a real quick question. In my head, right? Why is it that white collar criminal is like really, really not bad? Like someone can still, like it happens every day. Somebody high up steals like 6.5 million from people every day.
Right.
And then they get 6 months and 2 years of prohibition, right? Probation. And then they're like, you know what? We gotta stay in the country. Here's 125,000 because you're going through whatever. How come if someone goes sells an eighth weed, yo, that's $25? Oh, what?
I
Someone
know.
just sold 6.5. What?
Well,
I
it's
just,
conspiracy law.
We
And
want to know how come.
Well, I'll be honest. We don't take that many white collar cases, but we do have several white collar cases where they were sucked into the same conspiracy statute, and the feds would inflate the amount and kind of come up with their own narrative. We even have a doctor. He's African American. He's loved in Detroit, and he inherited his father's practice. And when you inherit somebody's practice, you're responsible for everything that happens in that practice. But there were other doctors, and another doctor was using the wrong code to charge for some kind of implants. I don't know what kind of implant it was. It wasn't boobs, I don't think. But so he got in trouble through Medicare. And he's serving 15 years now, and he's loved by the community. He volunteered so much of his time. He's young. He's already saved 2 people in prison. One guy was having a heart attack.
Sounds like Lance.
We also get some horror stories on that side, but I do empathize with the point that you're making, because you can watch those American Greed stories all day long, and the feds don't seem to care that much when it's a money crime. They just feel like, well, you lost your money, you should have known better. But it is a crime, and they don't prioritize those. Whereas the drug cases are prioritized all day, every day, and there's no victim. And that's, we always say on here, no victim, no crime. bring a victim forward. That's what our courts were for. A victim brought forward a complaint, and then you had a trial.
Remember remember that the Drug Policy Alliance, when we were there, they said that it's not the war on drugs anymore; it's a war on people.
Well, we've been
Yeah.
saying that. I mean, you can't put a pound of weed or cocaine in a jail cell and make it suffer. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, we love you so much, Amy. We're so glad to have an update and to finally drag you in here. And when I come down, I'm going to try to come down for the concert, and I'll be at WNBA this weekend. Everybody, it's Weedsday. And Grand Woo, any final words? We didn't hear from you before we're done. Are you there, Grand?
Yeah, sorry, I was just listening in and tuning in. But that, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Nice meeting you, Solo Breezy and Axel, I guess, or Grand Woo. Thank you,
Amy,
Jeff.
Amy, can you drop your contact information in the chat? I definitely want to reach out to actually everybody. Definitely want to reach out to everybody if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, sure. And Solo, give us your outgoing quote for the day.
No problem. Give me a second. I gotta pull it up. Give me one moment, then.
Solo gives us a quote.
Jeff.
Solo gives us a quote every day, everybody. So globally, listen to Solo right now. He's our next generation. He's learning so much, and we're holding you. We're holding you tight, Solo. And not only are you the next generation, you're our Jim Crow, baby. We wanna blow our whistle for you and say hey. So give us your quote.
Hey. All right, here we go. Quoted by the great Eleanor Roosevelt. We are afraid to care too much for fear that the other person does not care at all.
Wow.
I stayed silent for a minute on that one, everybody. So everybody, this is Jeff Eichen for Weedsday. We love being here. One day we'll be all together with our prisoners, just like Thailand. Amy, do you know that Thailand went legal and released their prisoners? Did that actually happen?
I don't know.
That actually happened, Stephanie? Yeah. Did they actually release their prisoners?
Yes.
Did they get rid of that evil oligarch? Because he was one of the worst.
I was told that Thailand just did that in the last month, that they released all their prisoners, and that deserves a so keep an eye on us. Yes, it was all 420 prisoners. Well, everybody, it's been a blessing today, and we've got our updates. And stick around or not, I'm going to share my screen and do our outro. And thank you, Stephanie and Amy and everybody for joining us. And here we go. Thank you. Weedsday, everybody. Here we go.
Happy parade.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here, and I want to read you a little excerpt from this beautiful book that Randy Lanier has published, and it is going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, after that, I was going to racketeers to the racetracks, not racketeers, to the racetracks every chance I could get. I was hooked, and Pam could see that. Okay, it was that all I wanted to talk about, and the baby coming. Whether you were learning to put oil and paint into the canvas, sit back on diamond runs, or smuggle millions of dollars of illegal cannabis, if you want to be good at something, you have to put the time and the effort and always paying attention to details. But racing was also like smuggling in another particular regard. The first time you hold 20,000 in your hand, cash, you get a killer rush. The next time it's normal and you want more. Same with speed. You hit 120 miles an hour with white knuckles, and your wheels and your ass cheeks clenched to the tight. They're sore for days. The next time you hit at 120, it feels normal, and then you're chasing 130 and 140. You're hitting the intangible, breaking the laws that control the universe. That kind of thing that can either drive you to the top or get you in big trouble, or both. So that's Randy Lanier. His new book is totally incredible and out, and we're gonna have a show today. Okay, everybody. Randy, weed, speed, and the 1980s drug scandal that shocked the sports world. And we are brave and we are happy that we can be the word of reason. So, everybody, listen to everybody today and just hug your children, your animals, your plants, and know that we're coming for you, all prisoners. Hemp Hemp Hooray.
Brittany Griner should be with their teammates this week, preparing for the start of the new season. Instead, the seven-time All-Star center for the Phoenix Mercury has been in Russian custody for 75 days.
What's toughest on her family. And people have to hear these things, and I just love her. I love her. So I think about her every day, and I can't wait till she gets back here with us.
Now the U.S. government considers Griner, quote, wrongfully detained, a change in designation that means officials will no longer wait for her case to wind its way through Russian courts and will seek to negotiate her return.
Come on, everybody. Let's end prohibition now, at last, forever, and give clemency to Sir Leonard Peltier and all the nonviolent 420 cannabis prisoners. We love you. We're here for you. And it's my job and duty and pleasure for the rest of my life dedicated to bring you home. Happy parade. So everybody, it's Jeff Eichen here, and I'm live, and this is a little Smokahontas, and we want her at every concert, and we're coming for you. We're coming for you. Episode 113. Can you believe it, everybody? We got 113 episodes under our belt here, and we've got Graham Wu, we got Solo, we've got Axel, and we've got the moving truck man. Yeah, baby.
What up, Seattle? What up, Mr. Boom? I need that good weed over there, man. I need that Portuguese weed, man. Pass that.
710 Boom.
Hey, yeah, now, give us an update, Eric, and then we're going to be out of here. We're at the top of the hour. We're 20 minutes over, and it's my show. I can do whatever I want. Whatever I want, but it's good. Well, no, we want to hear from you, man. It's okay. It's okay.
So I walked 1.5 like a mile down the coast. I'm just about 5 minutes walk from the coast, and there's this huge castle, like this fort that's out in the water. And my kids and I just have this really nice like evening walk there. It's really beautiful there. I'm in Lisbon, Portugal for those who, I mean, it sounds like everyone on here knows, but yeah, that's what we've been doing. We're scaling Seattle Hemp Fest over to Europe, and I've permanently relocated here, and that's one of my functions while being here. So we're pretty excited about that. And yeah, it's just an amazing vibe here, amazing energy. Simultaneously, ancient but still vibrant. And just walk up and down the coast and soak in all the rich heritage and just the beauty of the place in general. So really looking forward to prohibition, the walls of prohibition collapsing mightily across the European continent, and we're here to jump on that.
We're so proud of you, man. It's just an honor to have our farmy, our green farmy. We should get green farmy T-shirts pretty soon here, crypto. You know, cannabis, and we'll send them out there because you're definitely infiltrating Europe for us. You're our Euro bro, and we're really excited. I have this dollar bill that with Snoop on it. You know, it's like a dollar bill, and it's a $100 bill, and instead of Benji, it's Snoop. And so we need one with HempFest on there, so we can end prohibition globally.
I had a question, man.
Yeah, come on.
I know how you guys want me out there in Seattle, Washington, out there, guys. I don't really have the funds to do it. Would it be possible if you guys could help me with funds to go out to Seattle, Washington, to meet all of you guys out here in the East Coast? Is that possible?
We'll do a fundraiser for you for sure. When we do our next event, we'll for sure see if we can bring you out here, Breezy. That'd be a pleasure. We would love to have you. For sure. The answer is yes. You know? So
I felt so happy.
Where's that bus ticket coming from?
Get on the cannabis. Get on the cannabis. Get on the cannabis. Well, Eric, we're proud of you. We're good to see you. You look rested. You looked okay. Are you wiped out? Or are you good?
No, it's I was actually we had a HempFest board meeting. It's the first Tuesday, so I was up at 2:45 this morning so that I could jump on that call by 3. So I'm struggling. I'm definitely getting the tank's under a quarter at this point. But like I said, there's this fantastic radiant energy that just comes up from the ground here, and I just find yourself walking down the road and then boom, you just have goosebumps. It's crazy. So there's a whole lot of life force tap in here. So we can definitely burn them in IO, no problem.
You're sending it both ways, man, brother, man. We're so proud of you and happy to be with you. And I've got some paperwork coming your way for HempFest, and to have you know, the Meister come out, and I'll let you know. I'll email you, you know, that whole thing, and we'll be rocking. I would love to come. Did you say October?
Yeah, it's looking like October 22nd is our latest and greatest, and it'd be indoor. But these things are picking up so quickly. It's really funny how if we get a successful HempFest Lisboa out in October, like I mean, we're looking at Rio by February or March, and I mean that's just the big kahuna. Like there are a whole bunch of big like interested parties at this point all over Europe. It's every phone call I have. It seems like everyone's down with it. So if we can ride this momentum and I don't mess it up.
Hey,
there's lots of things still go wrong, but yeah, there's the world is our oyster. So you know that HempFest has always been the original free speech protestable, and you know there's not a whole lot of, it's not as fiery a requirement here. It's so, but I mean there's still this sort of dissenting voice that yearns to have a pulpit, and so
well, you're speaking gospel for sure. You're speaking gospel because film is food.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun ride for sure.
I'll come do media for sure, and
partners
yeah, I'll come do media, and we'll broadcast from there, and totally rock the world and end prohibition globally. I mean, there's still, you know, we got to knock it down. We got Thailand, right? We just got Thailand. So look at us, Eric. We're doing it.
Hooray, man.
In our lifetime. Well, everybody, this is Jeff Eichen, Any final words, Grand Wu? Any final words, Grand Wu?
No, sir, I'm all set. I'll tune in next week and I'll learn to get some more information. So I appreciate it.
You should hook up with Solo. Solo and you sound like you'd be really good students and teachers and everything to each other. Axel, any final words?
Just thanks again, Jeff, for having us on, and I love what you're doing for helping all the prisoners and pushing the power of the plant. Eric, it's good to see you. You look good. Thanks, brother, for checking in. And then Jeff, let me know when you want us to hook up with Dre. Just get a hold of me. Let me know.
Okay, we'll talk after the show. And Eric, final words?
No, I said my piece, but always ended with the hemp hooray. So.
Okay. Well, everybody, I'm gonna blow our whistle one more time, and we're soon gonna be pining for Wilford. Give me Wilfred, dude. You know, when's he coming on?
Just spoke with him yesterday. I didn't think we could have totally. Oh, wait a minute! I spoke with him this morning. So much of stuff is happening. Yeah, Jason's down. I'll try to get him on for next Wednesday. We totally could have gotten him on today. I just dropped the ball.
I'd love to talk to him on the back channel too, because I've got something that I think he would really enjoy for his brand. And love you so much, everybody. And hemp hooray, everybody. We're gonna sign out. We're at 127, and that's a new strain. So put it if you got it if you put it. Everybody, give me 3 here. Give me 3, and I'll do a. There you go. Boom. Wait, hang on. 1, do it again. 1, 2, do it again. 3. Okay, there's our thank you. Got it. And we'll see that on Facebook. Everybody in POD land, thank you. Everybody globally, thank you. Everybody on Facebook and, oh God, YouTube. And let's blow this up together. And we're out. I've got nothing more to say except for free yourself, free the plant, free the prisoners. Love you, everybody. Good to see you, Eric, and all you guys. Okay, thanks, Randy, for making your book happen.
Recording.
Boom. Thank you, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and it's Jeff Eichen here, everybody. Love you. It's been a great show, and let's see if I can make this full frame. It doesn't allow me to do that, so I'm just in the corner here, loving you up, everybody, and telling you that it's time to end prohibition. Listen to Randy, listen to everybody that was on our show today, helping and pushing to end prohibition for Weedsdays. It's Jeff Eichen. Love you so much, and peace in the Middle East and out.